All right, we are back live on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. Carter, how we doing, man?
Man, doing great. Actually, if you can't tell, my voice is back. I actually sound like a normal human being right now, which is nice. I got went to the urgent care or like a little doctor's clinic yesterday. Had some things figured out. It wasn't strep or anything like that, but got some meds and I'm feeling 100% better today. So I'm ready to get into it, man. It's only 2 days. 2 days until it's fucking playoff time. God, I shouldn't curse. You're not supposed to curse in the first 2 minutes of the show. That's my bad. But it's 2 days till playoff time, and I am ready, man. I'm getting pumped up. I'm ready to go. I got the rest of this week. I completely. I didn't forget, but like I've been putting off my Christmas shopping. And then today I was like, oh my God, I have like 9 days till Christmas or whatever. Like, not even like, no, it's like 7 days till Christmas. And I was like, oh, I got to do that. Well, I'm not doing it Friday. I guess I'll do it Saturday. So it is what it is, man. How you doing? How's your week going?
Week is going well. Can't complain. I did get all of my Christmas shopping done for the year, so
How do you do your shopping? Is it mostly Amazon and like online stuff, or like you go out there and you get in the nitty gritty and go pick out the gifts?
it just depends upon what I need. If it's something that I can't find locally, then I'll order it. But
Yeah,
for the most part, I like to go out to the
yeah.
store, get out of the house.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I did a little preliminary shopping on Amazon and on like those sites and things like that. But like, I don't know, like I don't know about you. My kids are at an age where like they have everything, bro. They need absolutely nothing, and so it's not like I can sit there and be like, oh, they need this, order it. So like, I go out to the stores and I'm like, I don't know, what do they want? Like, and I search through the stuff and I find it that way. So I'll do that this weekend and close out my shopping. I'm also a notorious like Christmas Eve shopper. It's just, I don't know why. I thrive under pressure, I guess. I wait till the last minute on some things and it works.
yeah, the Christmas Eve, I'm not out and about during that, but that's a little wild to me. But yeah, we got some games going on right now. Well, a
Ooh,
game. We got JMU Western Kentucky. JMU is leading, and then we've got Cal UNLV.
I mean, these are the games everybody is dying to see, right? Like, I mean, who doesn't want to see UNLV take on the absolute worst team from the ACC?
Yeah,
And JMU, like they're a fun story, but like nobody cares about these games, right? Like, is anybody out there? If you're out there, are you watching these games? Like, I'm not. Like, I know there was a game last night. I put it on for half a second and was like, this is boring. Like, I don't know. I feel like bowl season has gotten so much watered down, like so watered down over the years. Like, I used to be really into bowl season, right? Because it all led up to the BCS national championship game, right?
yeah. The Natty was a totally different animal back
But
then compared to now.
well, now I feel like it's like you have these bowls, but like I don't care about those, man. Give me playoff games. Like it's a playoff system now. And even when it was a 4 team, like it didn't start until damn near January or January. So like all of December, you're watching bowl games. Like, all right, at least we got football. But now I got playoff games on Friday and Saturday. I don't give a shit about these bowl games.
Um, well, I get why they have them.
What? How do
T-
you get rid of them? They make money.
yeah, TV. It gives the other teams that do have a 500 record to keep playing. Um, I'm sure the coaches like it because they get more practice time. You probably get
What? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
15 extra practices on top of it. You take a little break, and then spring football starts.
Yeah.
Um,
So here's my idea, and because like I don't know about you, but I feel like 500 teams getting to play in the postseason is just like, why? Like, because you won half your games? Like, is that impressive to anybody? No. So why don't they just allow every school to have these bowl practices so everybody gets the extra practice time, right? But like, let's stop with putting the 5 and 7 and 6 and 6 teams in a postseason game. Like anybody cares. Like nobody cares about the Fritos.com Starbucks Bowl. Like, I'm sorry, nobody does. And you go down to Shreveport, Louisiana, and play in front of 500 people that are mostly family and friends that had to pay $1,000 round trip to get there to watch their son and daughter play in a meaningless game that they could get hurt
in. For like JMU and Western Kentucky, they have winning records.
Yeah. Okay.
But
they can play. But like, why? Like, who took Marshall's spot? Wasn't it like
Louisiana Tech? But you have to remember, they're 64 miles down the road. Because
it's too much for me. I think it's time to reel this in.
It's an easy fix to put Louisiana Tech in there because they can hop in a bus and be there in an hour.
That's fair. Okay.
So it saves everybody revenue. They don't have to pay for hotels. They don't have to do a lot of things.
But so this is my experience with bowl games. Now, granted, I've never gone to a subpar bowl game. I've gone to bowl games at the Sugar Bowl, at the Orange Bowl, at the Rose Bowl. Like, I've gone to upper echelon bowl games. But part of the fun of going to a bowl game is going somewhere. Like, you get to load up your team, take them to California, take them to Hawaii, take them to wherever, and you get to stay in a nice hotel. You get all these accommodations. They give you all these gifts. That's the fun of the bowl game. So if I'm Louisiana Monroe or Louisiana Tech or Louisiana A&M, whatever it is, you mean to tell me we're just gonna practice at our facility, load up on a bus, drive over to the game, and drive back? That's no fun. I don't want to do that. For what? For some game nobody cares about?
Well, I'm sure the athletic department is liking that because it's cheap.
I get that, but the bowl games are a reward for the players and the coaches and the facility, the program, right? You get to go on vacation and bro, when I went to the Sugar Bowl for Florida, they were disappointed they weren't in the Natty, but you're in New Orleans, you're having a good time. Players are out in Bourbon Street having a blast.
And I think that what has happened with the bowl games, you know how they do the TV draft for the games?
Yeah.
The bowl games get to do that, and they have to pick a team that's within one win, which you get a pick, and then everybody gets to pick, and they try to keep it.
Yeah.
They try to keep
it
geography based. UConn plays at Fenway Park. Boston College plays at Yankee Stadium.
I get it, but at that point, you're just trying to make the bowl game stay alive, right? The point of the bowl games when they first started was a reward, and you got to go do this cool thing. And now it's oh, you live nearby. We don't have to spend a bunch of money on you. And it's as a team, why would I don't know. I just would be I'm good. Let's get ready for next year.
Missouri, Iowa will be an interesting bowl game. Nashville.
That's a cool place to go. Don't get me wrong.
It's because I look at this as the Maui Invitational for the bowl games, the Maui Invitational, for years and years and years. whenever they would have the Maui, you would always have like the Citadel, or you would have one team that was like a staple there. Just for the simple fact of it's not really necessarily for the team. Like Roy Williams in North Carolina, I know for a fact that North Carolina boosters love the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, because all the boosters got a free trip to fucking Maui.
Yeah, North Carolina would charter a jet, and they would.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like bowl games are like that. Although
they were, but now if you're talking about it being like regionally located, like I don't like if I'm Eastern Michigan and I get the Motor City Bowl in Detroit, like dude, I can go to Detroit anytime. I don't need to go to Detroit to play a meaningless bowl game.
And also the way a lot of these NIL contracts are structured, you need this bowl game.
No,
I'm not saying that.
It's just it just bothers me the way that it is now, because like bowl games, I grew up in an era, and like my grandfather coached in an era where bowl games were like, man, Ohio State was going to the Holiday Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Rose Bowl, like these bowl games that were not anywhere near Ohio, and they got to go out, and like the families of the coaches got to go, and the players got to go, and the players' families got to go, and it was like a vacation for them. And at the end of the vacation, you got to play in a game that meant something, right? Like you got to win something. And now you're telling these kids, hey, by the way, you get to play an extra game. You have to practice 15 more practices, and then you get to drive an hour east and go to Detroit. And they're like, man, I've been to Detroit. I don't want to go to Detroit. Like, send me to fucking Pasadena. Like, send me somewhere warm.
Well, the problem you have is all the good bowl games are taken by playoff games. Because
as they should be, though. As they should be. The playoffs matter.
The Peach Bowl, Arizona State's in. The Rose Bowl.
Is the Cotton Bowl? Well, who's in the Cotton Bowl?
Sugar Bowl is taken. Fiesta Bowl is taken.
All the BCS bowls, most of the New Year's Six bowls are taken. I get that. But like the Cotton Bowl has always been like an upper echelon bowl game. Who's in that?
Cotton Bowl's taken.
Is it? Is it? Yep. It's a playoff game? Okay, as it should be.
And then you have
the Holiday Bowl doesn't even exist anymore, but that was a great one.
Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Well, before they changed it, but yeah, you have a lot of the major bowl games. They don't have any mainstay sponsors, but when you roll through them, like when you have I'm trying to get to the top. Like you have the Union Home Mortgage Bowl in Tampa. It's Tulane.
What the fuck is that?
Tulane and Florida are playing in that.
Okay, but like, this is what bothers me. Like, I get it. You have to like get sponsors, but that had to be a different bowl game. What is that? The Gator Bowl, and they changed it to that.
Mm-hmm. Because like it's probably that's what it is. But the sponsorships have changed so much with the bowl games. Because of the revenue and the TV dollars, that's the big problem.
But why can't it be the Union Home Mortgage Home Depot Gator Bowl so that everybody knows what it is, or the Outback Bowl, or like some of those bowl games have history, and then you just change the name to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and it's like I don't know what bowl game this is anymore.
Like Sam Houston and Georgia Southern are playing in the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, but I could probably let me look. I can find the Gator Bowl, but it has something else attached to it. Like the other game tonight, you have Cal taking on UNLV in the Art of Sport LA Bowl, and they're playing in Inglewood at SoFi. That's
I don't know what that would be, but
that's not terrible. All the northern,
no, that's great. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, at least let them go somewhere. Like, don't make it so that like I said, Eastern Michigan has to go to Detroit, which I don't even know if that's true this year, but like UL Tech or whatever going to wherever you said. And it's like, just because it's close for them doesn't mean like that's not a reward. And like they were the second choice anyways, or the third, fourth, fifth choice. It's just these bowl games are getting to a point where like they can't fill them, so they just fill them with filler teams, and it's not fair. Like it's just, why even do it at that point?
But it's a big deal for the group of 5 though, because a lot of them kids get paid, the ones that do have NIL. This is a big payday for them, and like
those group of 5 schools get the bowl game payday, which they need.
Yeah, so it's a revenue thing.
I get it. It's just I miss the days of when the teams that went got to actually experience what it was like to go to a bowl game, because there's nothing like it, man. I mean, I've been on so many bowl trips, and I have and I'll find it. I have a half Florida, half Oklahoma helmet that I was given when I went to the Oklahoma Florida Orange Bowl national championship game, and it's signed by Tebow and Sam Bradford, and it like that's some cool shit. Like I didn't do anything. I just went there and like I was in a room and I won a raffle and I got this cool little memorabilia piece. But I was down in South Beach. Like that was awesome for me. Like as a family member, that was cool to go do that.
Yeah, and we got whenever we're rolling on this bowl game topic, I think the team that got screwed is Northern Illinois and Fresno State. They got screwed because they're going to be playing in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise, Idaho.
Nobody wants to go there,
and it's also 2 days before Christmas, so
it ruins your whole Christmas. You have to go to Idaho. You have to go to Boise. Like, not that there's anything wrong with Boise. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Boise fan. They should definitely be in the playoff. But they get to play on the blue field, though. That's cool.
Other notable bowl games, I mean, you got Navy playing Oklahoma in Fort Worth. That'll be a big draw.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Syracuse has got to go to all the way. They're playing Washington State and San Diego in the DirecTV Holiday Bowl.
So the Holiday Bowl still exists. That's awesome. San Diego, great place. So like, good for that. Like Kyle McCord is gonna fucking have a blast in San Diego. Let me tell you.
And tell me this isn't made for TV. There's the SRS Distribution Bowl. It's the Distribution Las Vegas Bowl.
Oh.
It is Texas A&M and USC.
Hell yeah, that's perfect.
So,
are they going to play at the Sphere? No, they're going to play at Allegiant probably or something like that.
Yeah, it's at Allegiant.
Yeah. I mean, hell. But that's awesome. Texas A&M and USC get to go to Vegas. Like, those kids are going to have so much fun, and it's not going to be 100% kosher. I promise you that. And because there's stories, I can tell stories about what kids do at bowl games if you want, but
I think it's funny that Miami of Ohio and Colorado State got the the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is Arizona a weed-friendly state?
I don't think so.
Oh, weird. Because I believe that's the first bowl game sponsored by a weed company.
Well, think of it this way: the whole weed thing is like it's legal in Michigan and Ohio, but in Indiana it's illegal. Think of it.
Oh, I know. It was illegal in Ohio for a long time, and then certain people, not myself, I promise, would drive up to Michigan to visit relatives or whoever lived up there, and they would just bring it back. And Ohio lost out on all those tax dollars, and that's why Ohio legalized it, and Indiana will be next.
I doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
I don't. You don't understand how that you know what the reason Ohio legalized gambling?
Oh,
because Indiana was stealing all their tax dollars.
Oh yeah.
And nobody understands it until it happens to them. And so Indiana right now is losing out on so many tax dollars from weed because now Ohio has it legal. And so Indiana people are going to drive to Ohio, drive to Michigan, drive to Illinois, and they're going to get weed. And then they're just going to drive right back. And nobody's stopping and checking. Nobody cares. And so Indiana's going to look at that and go, God damn, we can make some money. And they're gonna, I promise you, Indiana legalizes it very soon.
It depends on if it's got to go through the legislator in the state of Indiana. Not a fucking chance in hell. I'm telling you, not a chance in hell.
Why? Because it's too red, or what?
Oh, dude, it's the legislature in Indiana is a wild.
It's the same in Ohio, though.
Our Indiana and Ohio are two different states.
Well, I understand that. I mean, I'm aware, but
well, I mean,
it'll happen. Trust me.
And the
money talks more than anything.
Once you get
these legislators will get some money from some weed companies, and then boom, it's legal. That's what happened in Ohio. It wasn't legal in Ohio until like 2 months ago.
Once you get, you got to think Ohio's got two major metropolitan cities, Cleveland. You have Cleveland and Columbus.
3. Cincinnati, too.
Then Cincinnati, the Cincinnati-Dayton area, I guess I think of that together.
Yeah.
You have all of that, you have those major cities in your state, and Indiana doesn't have that. And once you get past like south of Indianapolis all the way to Evansville, it's a little backwoods down there. But let's go ahead and reset the show.
Yeah, go ahead. No, let's get into it.
Get into some of that. Get into some of the social media stuff. And one last thing while we're on the bowl game topic, like I'm looking at some of the schools and I know how many people have opted out, and it's just like they've done that for a reason, but it's whatever. But with that being said, if you're watching out there on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. We got the bracket challenge that we're doing. Venmo and Richie, just send us a DM and we'll get you all hooked up with that. And then hit that like and subscribe button. Help us grow this channel, and we'll keep it going. Making a hard push for the playoffs, and at the end of the year, trying to do the best we can to bring you the best show. But with that being said, what do you got next, Carter?
Absolutely. So Zachariah Branch, obviously we talked, maybe it was yesterday, right? About him and his brother entering the portal. Well, he has listed his top 6 schools, and they are the Canes, Michigan, Florida, Oklahoma, Georgia, Louisville. What do you think about this?
I wouldn't be shocked if he went to Florida.
No, I think Florida makes sense. I'll tell you what, though, the one that's not on his list, which is crazy to me, and I think it's the one he's going to go to. He's going to Oregon.
I don't know, because they're crowded out there.
And dude, but like this dude is a different breed. Like him and his brother, I promise you. Yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think both Branch brothers end up at Oregon, and I think that's a done deal. I think this is all to bump up the NIL, to get it all bumped up. I think he's playing Phil Knight. I would be shocked if he is not an Oregon Duck next year.
It depends. It depends upon how bad they want him, how he fits in the offensive scheme. I think if he goes to Florida or even Miami, he's the number one target.
So if you look at those schools outside of Florida, who the hell's throwing them the ball?
I don't think Carson Beck will be back at Georgia.
Nope. They've already told Jackson Arnold to get lost.
Yeah, but
Michigan has an orgy problem. Miami's losing Cam Ward. Louisville doesn't have a quarterback. They do.
They have Miller Moss.
Like I said, they don't have a quarterback.
I mean, it's better than name what backup is at Miami. But it's also for the guys that are entering the portal right now, like what Jackson Arnold got paid, I can't blame him. I'd have left Oklahoma too.
You don't think Oklahoma could have matched that if they wanted to?
I think that the new offensive coordinator coming in didn't.
No, Jackson Arnold was trash. That's why they didn't want him.
Yeah, but he's also getting paid $3 million this year. So
yeah, you're not wrong. The market is crazy inflated. I agree, but Jackson Arnold was ass, and that's why Oklahoma didn't keep him.
I think it was a mutual parting of ways.
Yeah, he said, "I want $3 million," and they said, "Well, you're not worth one."
No, they said we're gonna. Yes, that is right. Dave is here. Yes,
upcoming.
Because they because their offensive coordinator is the one that came, and I think it was a whole regime change, and that's why a couple offensive linemen dipped from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
it was rough on that side of the ball for them. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, and so what? Just because Washington State had Cam Ward, they think this guy's the next Cam Ward?
I don't know about he's the next Cam Ward, but he's the coordinator. That's his guy.
I get it, but what I'm saying is there's no way I don't believe this list is what I'm saying. Nobody who's as talented as this guy is going to go to a school like this. That you have 5 of these 6 schools have question marks at quarterback.
I think the problem is I think Louisville and Miller Moss will be okay.
Yeah, Louisville. First of all, of the 6 schools on this list, Louisville has the least chance to land them.
I think Miller Moss being at Louisville plays a big role in that.
Why do you think so highly of Miller Moss? What did he do this year?
Because he's going to get coached by Jeff Brom.
And that's better than what he had before?
Yeah.
How many Heisman Trophy winners does Jeff Brom have?
I don't care. That doesn't – the Heisman Trophy that those guys have won, I mean, Kyler Murray, it was a stat award. Caleb Williams ran around and made a bunch of plays.
Well, it was a stat award. So he put up a bunch of stats, right? So he had to be decent at the position.
Well, look at what Caleb Williams did from the 2 years he was at USC from when him and Lincoln left Oklahoma. It was
he won a Heisman.
But did he get any better? Are any of those guys
probably he got better. Yeah.
Are any of Lincoln Riley's guys that won a Heisman, are they any good in the NFL?
Kyler Murray's okay. Jalen Hurts is pretty good.
We disagree on the Jalen Hurts thing. Yeah, I think when certain kids are coached by
is the man from all accounts likely the number 1 overall draft pick. Good from Devin Gardner. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
yeah.
And a bunch of other guys. Is that the Devin Gardner? Is that the really shitty quarterback from Michigan, Devin Gardner? Is that the same guy?
I'm assuming, but
Whew. Well, if you're trusting Devin Gardner for your quarterback analysis,
people listen to Malik Zaire, so
he calls games. Okay, he does call games. That gives him some credibility. And hold on, like Malik Zaire, let's back up on him a little bit. But I don't know. Devin Gardner was pretty shitty at Michigan.
To me, I don't. Whatever. I just think that the whole.
He wore 99, didn't he?
Yeah,
98, like something like that. Yeah.
I just think the Miller Moss thing. I think Jeff Brom's a better coach than Lincoln Riley. Because
that's a hot take. I don't agree with that at all.
I bet people in the profession would agree with me on that one.
I doubt it.
I think Brom is better than Lincoln Riley.
At what? Head coach?
Oh yeah, overall.
Yeah, head coach for sure. As a quarterback developer, who's he developed?
I don't even think it's about who he's developed. I mean, he's got Aiden O'Connell in the NFL, but look at where Brom's been compared to. I mean, he put a guy in the league from Purdue. When was the last time they put a guy in the league? Kyle Orton. He made a Big
Maybe I'd have to look, but
made a Big Ten championship with Purdue. I mean, Purdue is arguably one of the worst Big Ten jobs outside of Rutgers and Northwestern.
Okay, but like you aren't going to like. This is what pisses me off about you, Duke. You make these comments and you make me defend people I don't want to defend. Well, I don't want to defend Lincoln Riley, but like, let's be honest about it.
What do you mean? Lincoln Riley, he has won just as much as Jeff Brom.
No, he's won way more. First of all, he's been to a playoff. Jeff Brom ever did that?
Been to a Big Ten championship.
Okay, well, Lincoln Riley's been in the Big Ten 1 year. That's tough to do. But Jeff Brom ever make a playoff? No. Jeff Brom ever won a Heisman? No. Jeff Brom ever won 3 Heismans? No.
So what? We're just gonna hang our hat? Well, he's won a Heisman. He's won what the fuck does that matter?
He's won 3 Heismans.
Did Lincoln Riley throw for any yards? No, he didn't.
He developed the guys that won 3 Heisman trophies.
Developed them. Have you seen what the Bears are rolling out there at quarterback? That's developed.
You are going to make me defend Caleb Williams, and I don't want to do it.
You're defending Caleb Williams is exactly what you're doing.
What? Caleb Williams is better than any player Jeff Brom has ever coached in his life. Aiden O'Connell? Aiden fucking O'Connell is better than Caleb Williams. That's what you're telling me.
I think you are absolutely delusional on this.
No, I'm not. I'm just being realistic. Like, I understand Lincoln Riley, not a great head coach. Lincoln Riley has been very successful in developing quarterbacks and developing them into high-level college quarterbacks. Caleb Williams was a high-level college quarterback. Sucks in the NFL, don't get me wrong. But who the fuck has Jeff Brom ever developed? Name one.
He's been at Purdue in Louisville. Like, what do you want him to do? I didn't
develop a guy? Just one guy.
I didn't know Purdue was the cattle cave of
No, but like you can't use that as an excuse. So Miller Moss wasn't good at USC and all of a sudden he's going to be great at Louisville?
I didn't say he's going to be great. I'm just saying his level of coaching is going to be better.
Based on what? Thank you. You don't have a response. I win. Thank you.
What do you mean based on what? I was just reading Dave's.
What gives you the idea that Jeff Brom is any better at developing quarterbacks than Riley? What gives you that even thought?
I mean,
because he hasn't done it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to win a fucking Heisman at Western Kentucky and Purdue.
I get that. But you could develop guys, right? They don't have to win Heismans, but they could at least develop. And he hasn't done that. So what makes you think that Miller Moss went to USC, a much better program, under a coach that had developed guys at better programs into Heisman Trophy winners and NFL quarterbacks, even if they aren't great NFL quarterbacks? He's developed them into that. And now you're telling me this kid that was under a guy that had developed 3 Heisman Trophy winners into NFL quarterbacks, you're telling me this kid's going to leave that program, go to a lesser program, and develop more somehow?
That's what I'm just
curious.
That's what I'm looking for because
yeah,
you can hang your hat on shitty NFL quarterbacks because they won a Heisman.
Well, they're better than what Brom has done.
I think people that actually coach football would disagree.
I guarantee they wouldn't. I talked to them.
I would take Jeff Brom leading my program and his
leading. That's different. I'm talking about quarterback development specifically.
Specifically quarterback development, I'd take Jeff Brom.
Nobody else in the world would. Not one coach would. If you had your pick between Jeff Brom as your quarterback's coach or Lincoln Riley as your quarterback's coach, every person in America takes Lincoln Riley 100% of the time. I'm sorry. That's what he built his entire resume on.
As an OC, I mean, you want a Heisman, but you didn't want anything.
Okay, that's still more than Jeff Brom could say.
I think I'm taking Jeff Brom over Lincoln Riley 100%. I bet Coach JB would agree with me. I bet he would.
I'll have to ask him. I don't think he would.
Ask him. I guarantee you he would.
He'd take him as your quarterback's coach.
Yes.
Well, Coach JB is not right about everything.
I mean, he's been right about a lot.
Listen, I hate Lincoln Riley. I hate him. I think he's a bad head coach. But there's one thing he does well, and that is develop quarterbacks. He's Ryan Day.
Okay, timeout.
What?
Timeout on the Ryan Day quarterback develop. You take CJ and Justin away, there's nothing. And Dwayne.
No, he also okay. So take every quarterback he developed away, and there's nothing. Yeah, I agree.
That's why they're jumping in the portal like they're jumping ship. The one burnt the boats. He's got to reconstruct his boat to get the hell out of there.
Listen, that's my favorite thing about you is you like to take their successes away in order to prove your point. Like, no, he developed Dwayne. He developed CJ. He developed Justin. That's a track record. Now, he hasn't been as successful recently because he became a head coach. He became a head coach. It becomes different.
Kyle McCord. Well, Brom and Lincoln Riley are both head coaches.
Yeah, and it becomes different when you become a head coach. But you cannot sit there and tell me that you actually think Jeff Brom is better at quarterback development than Lincoln Riley. It just does. There's no statistics. There's no facts that back up what you're saying. So for you to tell me Miller Moss is going to be better at Louisville, yeah, because he's playing ACC schools, maybe. But
I don't. I mean, I just don't. It just. I mean, you can hang on to the Heisman Trophy winner, but I think that dude's getting fired after they can afford it. USC. I mean,
Yes, but that has nothing to do with quarterback development. That's because he's not a great head coach. That's it. Like you gotta separate the two, is what I'm saying.
Yes, Brendan, we did see that.
I did, and we're about to show him.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, number 33 wouldn't look bad at Notre Dame. I love that, Dave.
Gee, baby, Lincoln Riley's the best at developing a quarterback in damn near a decade. Okay.
That's
whatever.
True.
That's
Name one better. Name one better. I'll wait. Name one. Name one person who has won more Heismans, that has developed more first-round draft picks, anything. Any metric you want to use at developing quarterback play in the college ranks. That's it.
I don't know. Caleb Williams was pretty shitty last year, but what do I know? I watched that Notre Dame film. That's your quarterback development. I see what's going on in Chicago. Quarterback development. I see what Kyler Murray's doing.
And the best part about that is that's still better than Jeff Brom's best.
Lincoln Riley's been at 2 premier blue blood programs. It's pretty easy to get a higher caliber of athlete.
It's so easy. Then why doesn't everybody do it? Huh? Why doesn't every top school have a number 1 overall pick every year? If it's so easy.
There is somebody very, very near and dear to your heart. You know what he says? NFL player personnel departments are dumb. Look at the draft picks.
Oh, I'm not talking NFL, by the way.
That's what I'm talking about, because you know why? They get overhyped.
I agree with you. But
name me one Heisman Trophy winner outside of Cam Newton that has been worth of shit in the NFL.
Baker Mayfield.
I guess he's won a playoff game.
He's won multiple playoff games. And he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Boom, roasted. And what do you mean? CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud never won a Heisman.
Oh, you said Heisman winner. Sorry. I thought you were talking about top picks. Okay. Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Let's see. Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Let's see. You got obviously Cam Newton, Baker Mayfield. I would say, Jalen Hurts is pretty good. Let's see, who else? I'm trying to think quarterbacks that won Heisman's. Yeah, I understand the Heisman's not an end-all, be-all for where did Mayfield play well? He's playing real well right now. He's in Tampa. He played well in Cleveland, too. Cleveland
if he played so well, dumb. Then why isn't he still there?
I can give you the answer to that question if you really want to know.
But I'm just saying.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. What are you talking about? Lamar fucking Jackson. There you go. 2 MVPs.
Bag of mid, but all right.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Man, Pittsburgh would fucking gag on a cock for that bag of mid.
I wouldn't want him at all.
Then you're an idiot.
No.
You are. You're dumb.
No.
You're dumb.
How am I dumb? Why would you want? It's not that I think Lamar's a bad player. It's just that if I could pick a quarterback, he wouldn't be it.
Well, no, obviously, if you could pick any quarterback, like I'm taking Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, like there's people above him. But like, if it was you could have fucking Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson, you're not taking Lamar. You're an idiot.
No, I'd rather have Russ. Russ can at least throw the ball.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're an idiot if you think that.
Okay, then
Lamar can throw the ball, and this is what you do to me. You make me defend people I don't want to defend. Like, I don't want to defend Lamar Jackson, but you're stupid for saying that.
No, I'm not.
You are. Why would you want Russ?
Because Russ can throw a 15-yard dig. Lamar can't.
He's proven he can, but okay.
He cannot. He does not throw the ball on time. Lamar Jackson does not throw the fucking ball on time.
And Russell Wilson misses more than he hits, but it's fine.
I mean, it's I just didn't know that all of a sudden we're huge Lincoln Riley fans and we fucking love Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm just not blind.
Have you been watching too much ESPN again?
No, I just am not blind.
Because you sound like you should. If you could put on some, I mean, I agree with Dave. Russ is a weirdo, but I mean, if you put on some skinny jeans and we gave you a suit jacket, you could be sitting up there next to Dan Orlowski.
Well, Mike Vrabel is coming to Ohio State, in case you didn't know.
I guess we'll.
Anyways, we don't need to get into you do this on purpose. I know you do. You love to get me. Yes, you do. You do this on purpose. You love to get me to defend people that you know I hate, and it's because like I don't know what it does. Like it just gets you going a little bit.
Get Carter a Lamar Jackson jersey ASAP. But we'll reset the show. We're closing in on the final hours. Carter is the president, CEO, fan club of the Lincoln Riley. Don't fire Lincoln. Lincoln is the guy. Keep him hired. USC, keep him hired. Don't pay the buyout. Lincoln Riley, the be-all, end-all when it comes to quarterbacks. But if you're watching out there on, I know Brendan Wright. Boo, this guy's defending him over here. Boo, that is right. Yes, if you're watching out there on Twitter, come on over to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Ask about the football bracket challenge. We got that going, and then we're trying to grow this show as much as we can. So with that being said, what do you got? What else do you got there, Carter?
Well, let's talk a little Notre Dame. We only got a little bit of time left, so because Duke just loves to get me riled up. If you guys have watched this show, you know he loves to just get me going. And so let's talk a little Notre Dame. And here's what I wanted to see what this says. Hear me out, but I think black unis should be like dark gunmetal with the shamrock pattern pants too. That would be cool. Now let me show you what the uniforms are going to look like because they released them. Here's where you're gonna get, and I fuck with these. I fuck with these hard. Here's where you're gonna get, baby. And I'm with it. I would have loved to see some black or something like that, but let's keep it traditional, right? These go hard. And it's perfect for Notre Dame because Notre Dame is a school of tradition. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the normal blues with the gold outline on the numbers, a little first round fucking patch on your shoulder, and it's going to go rough. And it's going to look good. So just so everybody knows, that is the uniform they will wear. I don't know the pants. I think they're going to wear their gold pants like normal. So that's what you're going to see on Friday and everything like that. But let's get into a little bit of discussion of Notre Dame versus Indiana as far as offense versus defense. Let's do Notre Dame's defense versus Indiana, or Notre Dame's offense versus Indiana's defense. And where you're going to see the difference is Notre Dame has the number 3 scoring offense in all of college football. Now, we'll talk about it on Friday, but Indiana has the number 2. So they're averaging 39.8, almost 40 points per game. Whereas Indiana has the number 6 scoring defense in the country, only giving up 14.7 points per game. So this is going to be truly a clash of strong on strong. Like, this defense from Indiana doesn't give up points. Notre Dame has been scoring at an incredibly high clip, especially the past 8 weeks, where they're averaging over 40 points a game. Now, when you look at rushing defense, Indiana has the number 1 rushing defense in the country. And Notre Dame is going to put that to a test, because Notre Dame has the number 10 rushing offense in the country. So Notre Dame's averaging 225 yards a game. Indiana's giving up just over 70. So literally, when you look at offense versus defense, you are going strength on strength, where Notre Dame's strength is running the football and scoring points. That's true. We'll get into that tomorrow when we talk about Notre Dame's defense versus Indiana's offense. Or not tomorrow, but Friday. But you're going strength on strength with Notre Dame's offense versus Indiana's defense, right? Indiana doesn't give up points. Notre Dame scores a lot of points. Indiana doesn't let people run the ball. Notre Dame runs the ball a lot. So that's going to be a matchup. Now, when you look at the pass defense versus the pass offense, that's where it gets a little sketchy, because Indiana has a top 10 pass defense, whereas Notre Dame is nowhere near the top 50 in pass offense. So it's going to come down to how real is this Indiana defense, because we know what they are statistically. They're one of the best defenses in the country statistically. How much of that is their schedule, right? Because I saw Ohio State put up a lot more than 14 points on them, and that's the only team they faced all year. I saw Ohio State run the ball pretty well on them, and that's a lot more than what they gave up all year. So there is something to be said that this is one of the best. This is probably the best defense Notre Dame has faced all year. Statistically, it definitely is. But when you look at it, and I've watched all 22 of both teams, and Indiana's going to give Notre Dame some problems in different areas. One of the which, when you look at the pass game, I think Indiana has the edge in the pass defense. I think Indiana's secondary is pretty good. Notre Dame's pass weapons leave a little to be desired. Riley Leonard, as I've made point of this year, not the greatest throwing quarterback in the league by far, not even close. But he has improved. He is completing the ball at over a 70% clip. He is getting much better at being efficient. Still struggles throwing the ball downfield. Not a great deep ball passer. Can't really stretch the field with the ball. However, his legs really are what is going to challenge Indiana, because Indiana hasn't faced a quarterback that challenges him running the ball at all. Will Howard is the best running quarterback he's faced, and Will Howard didn't run the ball against Indiana hardly at all. So we'll see. But this makes for a very interesting matchup. Now, when we do the defense versus the offense, Notre Dame defense versus Indiana's offense on Friday, I think you're going to get some of the same. Indiana's offense has been highly prolific. Again, who knows what that means based off who they played. But Notre Dame hasn't faced a gauntlet now. Don't get me wrong. When I'm talking about Indiana having a weak schedule, understand that Notre Dame hasn't played a crazy good schedule either. But Notre Dame has faced tougher opponents, and they've had to shut down tougher offenses than Indiana in certain aspects, right? That Indiana's rush offense is nowhere near what they had to face in Navy, Army, etc. And we'll get into that Friday. But I did think it was interesting. When you look at it, Notre Dame, I think, has the edge athletically. Notre Dame has the edge defensively. But Notre Dame's offense versus Indiana's defense, that is a toss-up. Point blank, even when you watch all 22, I think Indiana gives Notre Dame problems on the perimeter. I think the only thing that saves Notre Dame is if this offensive line, which has been a patchwork offensive line at times, that has really stepped up. Anthony Knapp has absolutely stepped up and become one of the best offensive linemen on the roster. And if they can move the line of scrimmage and Notre Dame can run the ball on this defense, it's going to be a Notre Dame game.
I think one of the top things leading into this, we've got, if with all things being real, if this is a close game, I could see this being a 17-9 game, and Notre Dame limiting the possessions. I think Notre Dame is a little vulnerable out on the perimeter as well. I think that one of the things that I would look to go to if I was Indiana right off the bat is that deep back shoulder. I'd like to see how Notre Dame can hold up against that. Indiana's they ate it up all day against Nebraska. When Indiana blew them out, Nebraska just had no answer on the outside. But I think that Marcus and Al Golden are really going to hone in on this, and
they'll dial up.
And I think that Notre Dame's defensive line, this could be a coming out party for them because they've been relatively quiet all year as far as getting after the quarterback. I don't think because everybody keeps talking about this weather. Okay, let's be real here. They have heaters on the sideline. I mean, the football is going to it's going to be like a rock, but it's going to be like a rock during pregame, and it's going to be like a rock in the fourth quarter.
But the weather does favor Notre Dame, and this is why. And we'll get into it Friday because I've already broken down the defense a little bit, but this is why. Notre Dame, Indiana's offense is a lot more reliant on Curtis Rourke passing the football.
Yes.
And that's going to be a lot tougher in this weather than it is going to be for Notre Dame to do what they do best, which is to have Riley Leonard and Jeremiyah Love run the ball. And if you can efficiently run the ball, if you can effectively run the ball, which this goes back to what I was talking about on the offensive line, if the offensive line can get a push, if Notre Dame can run the football, this game favors Notre Dame heavily because of the weather, because of that style of play. Now, if the weather's not what we think it is, if Indiana can pass the ball, then the last thing Notre Dame wants is for this to turn into a shootout. Because Indiana's offense, and we'll go into more depth Friday, Indiana's offense is much better at putting up a lot of points quickly. Notre Dame's put up a lot of points because they've been significantly more talented than the team they're facing. If it gets into a shootout, that's playing into Indiana's hand. Notre Dame wants this to be a low-scoring game. Notre Dame wants this to be a defensive game, control the clock, run the football game. That is their best bet. That is what they do best. And if the weather can help them do that, then this favors Notre Dame.
If Notre Dame can keep them under 17, Notre Dame wins it. But
I think if Notre Dame can keep them under 24, they win it.
Yeah. Well,
but
we're
just my opinion, and that's just the offensive breakdown. Like I said, Friday we'll get into the defense. I'll dive more into it. But when you look at it, these teams are evenly matched statistically. When you look at the All-22, I think it's a little more of a disparity as far as talent goes, because I do think Notre Dame has a more talented roster, especially when you look at the defense. And then the front seven on offense. I think now when you get to the perimeter, I think it's more evenly matched.
Yeah. But, Notre Dame dealing with injuries and all that fun stuff. So, but like I say, you got to play with who you got.
Yep. And Notre Dame does that better than almost anybody.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we're coming up right on the hour here. I do have one final thing that I had to find. I didn't even say anything.
I already know it's going to piss me off, though.
This is what we'll leave you with, and then we'll close the show.
You can't do that. I have to have rebuttal.
This is from September 13th of 2024. Lincoln Riley's words, and I quote, "There's no question Moss is really smart," Riley told Keyshawn Johnson on the most recent edition of All Facts, No Breaks. "He's one of the smartest ones, maybe the smartest quarterback I've ever had. That's something, or that is something in which I'm saying."
Yeah, he was talking about his quarterback. Everybody lies. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. If he was that smart, Lincoln Riley would have kept him.
I think we're getting you I'm getting you a USC visor for Christmas.
I will piss on it and burn it on fucking YouTube.
All right. With that being said, Carter loves Lincoln Riley. Hit the
I don't. I just hate your fucking astronaut. Like, I just hate your. I don't even have words. I just hate your stupid takes.
Jeff Brom, Lincoln Riley. Give me Jeff Brom all day. I will send you a clip of Jeff Brom, and you'll be like, okay, I ride with Jeff Brom.
No, like you're getting me wrong. I don't disagree that Jeff Brom might be a better head coach than Lincoln Riley. Maybe. He's never had to coach at Lincoln Riley's level, though.
He hasn't got there yet.
Whose fault is that?
Be better. Look at the jobs that he's parlayed in. Western Michigan is his first head job.
Yeah.
Parlays that into Purdue.
Western Kentucky.
Or Western Kentucky into Purdue. Purdue into Louisville. So I would think he's got one more stop to get to Lincoln Riley's level. And then we'll see what's going on.
I don't isn't Purdue to Louisville like a lateral step?
Me personally, I think Louisville's a better job than Purdue.
It probably is. But at the same time, like, bro, you're a Louisville alum. You were an NFL, XFL fucking quarterback. Why did it take you this long?
I think he didn't take.
Meanwhile, Lincoln Riley got the Oklahoma job out the jump.
Well, it's because Bob Stoops retired, and I think if Bob Stoops had to do it over again, they wouldn't have left that program to him, because look at where it's at now. Venables has an absolute mess.
Boom. It's a step back. Louisville doesn't have Big Ten resources. Facts. Fucking Dave dropping facts. God, I love it. Purdue probably is a better job than Louisville now that you say that.
With the rev share, yes.
ACC resources are shit.
With the rev share, yes, but I think you can sell Louisville over West Lafayette. Been to both cities, I know, and I live in Indiana, and I've been to Purdue a lot.
Sure, you can sell the city, but like, it's a lot easier for me to sell more money than to sell a city.
Well, it just depends upon your recruiting practice, because
Eli Sanders commits to USC.
Because when Brom took over Louisville, he gutted the program and got rid of a bunch of guys.
Here's the cool thing. Neither one of those two guys are going to be at the same school in 2 years, and neither one of them are going to move up.
I think Brom gets a bigger opportunity, but we'll see.
Probably not.
We'll see.
Yep.
No, but everybody thought Barry Odom was dead after.
And now he's at Purdue. Is that a step up?
From UNLV? Yeah. Purdue's got resources, remember? All right. With that being
so Barry Odom to Louisville. Put it on your board.
I don't know. It depends upon if Brom gets a better job, but
no, he's going to get fired.
At Louisville?
Yes.
No. You need to tell me the school that's hired Bobby Petrino twice.
They're going to hire him a third time.
No, Bobby's probably going to be the coach at Arkansas.
Yeah,
But anyway. All right, everybody. Have a good night.